Hey guys, you're in a nutshell with me, Ina. Alam niyo naman, papalapit na ng papalapit ang pagbubukas ng Home Care Worker Immigration Pilot Program ng Canada, aka yung Caregiver Pathways. Naku, ang dami nilang bagong update ngayon. Meron ng checklist and forms that you need to fill up if you will be or if you are planning to apply. Okay, nako, at alam mo, medyo confusing yata, no? Kaya hindi pwedeng wala akong guest. Hindi pwedeng wala si Miss G sa ating episode to clarify things for us. Miss Geraldine Vallarail ng GHV Marketing. Thank you so much. I know, si Miss G sobrang busy na attending to her clients dahil nga medyo may naapektuhan kang mga kliyente. Parang hindi na sila qualified with these updates. Tama ba yun, Miss G?
Oo. Isa lang naman yung naapektuhan ko na client. Okay. But then of course, sabihin ko mamaya kung ano yung advice ko dun sa client ko na yan. What's good was very transparent tayo sa mga aplikante natin from the beginning. So we don't give any promises, and we told them that everything is depending sa final instructions ng IRCC. So mababait ang lahat ng aking aplikante.
Yeah, basta you tell them nga naman that things can really change, no? Ang bilis ng mga bagong announcement kasi. So now guys, if you go over sa website, sa canada.ca, ayan no, ang dami ng mga information. Who can apply? If you look at the right side, meron siya who can apply, get a job offer, ano talaga yung specifics on the type of jobs na tatanggapin, job offers na tatanggapin. And there's a lot of details now on the kind of training and background that you must have if you are to apply. Tama bang intindi ko, Miss Jean? Doon medyo nagkaroon ng maraming confusion ngayon.
Yes, oo. And medyo lilinawin natin yan the best that we can.
Sige, puntahan na muna natin yung basic muna ha. Again guys, yung magbubukas po sa March 31st is only for those who are applying from inside Canada. Okay, living in Canada. Ito yan, no? Already living in Canada. Pwede rin na nasa labas ng Canada kung ikaw ay nakabakasyon. Okay, so already living in Canada, you can be physically outside of Canada when you apply. For example nga, on vacation. But you'll have to just show proof that you normally reside in Canada. Tapos, pwede rin, nakasulat dito yung mga naka-maintain status. At least that's clear. Naka-maintain status, ayan, may valid work permit. Alam mo, I will just share actually, maganda yung summary sa website nila Miss G. Let me show you.
Yes, actually medyo detailed sila ngayon.
Ito yung medyo good news, Miss G, no? Explain mo nga bakit good news ito.
Yeah, good news. Kasi before, sabi nga natin, wild guess natin, magbibigay lang sila ng a total of 5,500. That is, a combination of from inside Canada and outside Canada. And the good news is, it has become 5,500 para lang sa workers in Canada. So, bin-breakdown nila yan sa childcare stream, which they will give 2,750 spots. And for the home support workers stream, another 2,750 spots will be available. Nagbigay rin sila ng 140 out of status spots para sa kanila. So it's a total of 6,910. Malaki ngayon ang number na binigay sa atin.
Oo, dumami, no? Unlike the other immigration pathways na pinagtatapyasan yung kanilang tatanggapin for this year and the coming years, dito dumami. Okay, at guys, dito clear na po, magbubukas ang portal March 31st, 10 a.m. EST. Naku, yan pala ang magic hour, Miss G. Okay, now, so Miss G, ano bang update ngayon na dapat malaman? I think there's a bit of confusion nga doon sa eligibility requirements when it comes to your background, your training and experience.
Yes, so my first advice is it is important to note yung eligibility criteria. So it's very detailed now and not everyone will qualify to apply directly under the program. Make sure tama yung category na a-applyan nyo because if you choose the wrong category, IRCC may return. Ibabalik ang application nyo or refuse your application. So, yun nga, hinati sa dalawang streams, childcare and home support.
No, sige, puntahan natin yung part na yan.
Yeah. So, depending on which pilot kayo mag-a-apply, so you will need work experience or training in certain NOCs. So, nagbigay ng NOC or NOC this time. Unlike before, hindi sila nagbibigay ng NOC,
Okay.
Diba?
Isa-isahin natin, Miss G. For example, dito sa childcare, yan. If you're applying dito sa childcare, ang work experience mo, para lang they will learn or know how to navigate themselves, Miss G, pag nagpunta sila mismo sa website. So, kung childcare ang yung work experience, ang NOC, ano ibig sabihin nito, Miss G? NOC 44100.
Yeah. So they have to look at the NOC website or site. So check nila ano ba yung mga employment requirements and job responsibilities under the home childcare providers. So pag nagpunta sila doon sa site na yon, they just have to put 44100.
There you go.
Ako nagpakita rin.
Okay. So you go here and then, anong gagawin nila, Miss G? Anong check dapat?
It's very important to look at the employment requirements and the job responsibilities. So baba tayo. Yan yung main duties na yan. Now, make sure na under the home childcare providers, ilan ba yung job responsibilities na nandyan. So I would say 60 to 100% ng job responsibilities or main duties must be part ng experience nyo, ng work experience nyo. So sinabi rin dyan na yung foster parents does not count. So yeah, hindi magka-count yung work experience nyo under nyan. And then ang employment requirements naman, ayan, nakalatag na rin dyan.
Ayan, completion of secondary school may be required. So ayun, very detailed. So when they go and check the NOCs, kasi hindi naman namin guys pwede isa-isahin lahat ng NOC codes, okay? We're just showing you how you can check your eligibility. Kung tatanggapin ba ang inyong training and experience. Because let's clarify, Ms. Gino, in the past episodes kasi natin, it was we were saying na basta 6 months of recent and relevant training and experience, pwede. So it's not as simple as that, it turns out. There are mas specific requirements na hinihingi if i-check nyo po itong updated website.
So siguro, kasi may tumawag din sa akin kaninang, applicant, and then tinanong niya ako, sabi niya, Miss Geraldine, bakit dun sa child care na experience, nakalagay doon, early childhood educators and assistants, plus the NOC code, pero sa baba nun, nakalagay, experience as an early childhood educator does not count.
42202.
Okay, yeah, so baba ulit tayo doon. You can see there the main duties segregated for the for the early childhood educators as well as for the assistants.
Okay. Yeah, itong dalawa.
So, kailangan ng work experience nyo is falling under the early childhood educator assistance rather than the educator.
Oh, so ito lang ang pasok, Ms. G?
Yes, yeah, you can pick from that job responsibilities. So specifically, sinabi ng IRCC, kung ang work experience is falling under the early childhood educator, the first one, so it doesn't count.
Saan nakasulat yun, Ms. G, that it doesn't count here?
Childhood.
Ito, experience as an early childhood educator, daycare teacher, or supervisor doesn't count. Oo nga naman. Okay. Are they, ibig sabihin sa mga nakasulat ng NOC code na to, Ms. G, limited to these NOC codes lang ba ang tatanggapin as qualified training?
Yes, it is. It is. And remember, pag nag-identify tayo ng NOC code, we are not simply looking at the job title. No, we are looking deeply to the employment requirements and the main duties and responsibilities of the NOC. No?
Okay.
So, it's a
Tapos,
little bit technical doon sa part na yon. So just be very, careful in identifying yung NOC nyo. Dapat hindi nasasapawan uh, ng required NOC dapat nung like dun sa early childhood educators and assistants. Now, make sure na nagpo-fall yung main duties nyo for your work experience under the assistants rather than the childhood educators.
okay, okay. Guys, no, kailangan nyo talaga puntahan yung website ng mga NOCO to check. Okay? Yung information dun. Tapos, Miss G, meron din mga dito, what does not count as work experience? Ito, at least clear na. Work experience gained as full-time student, nasasabi naman natin yan dati, so it does not count. Work experience while you were self-employed does not count. Periods of unemployment, long-term sickness, or parental leave.
Meron lang akong gustong idagdag dun sa work experience. Oo. So sabi nga, the work experience must have been gained since you were 18 years old or older. 18 years old. May ganun pang requirements. Yes, yan, Miss Ina. And must have been gained within the 3 years before you apply, which was, nasabi na natin yan in the past, must be continuous.
Continuous.
Yeah, meaning you must have worked at least 6 months in a row.
Okay, hindi patsi-patsi, guys.
Yes.
Okay, hindi,
So, nakalagay naman din sa baba niya ng explanation, may include a reasonable vacation period. No? Meron ako aplikante na ganyan. So that is fine. Long-term sickness, parental leave does not count.
Okay.
So, pag nagbago rin kayo ng employer, you changed jobs, there must be no breaks between them. So yung sabi mo, yung patse-patse, ang work experience or employment, so medyo mabubutasan doon sa application na yan.
Okay, nako, no? Stricto sila in that sense, ha? Para, let's move on sa training, Miss G. Ito, are they all the same from our previous discussion? So,
medyo may adjustment din dito. No, kailangan daw yung training must be targeted towards dun sa NOC na in-identify nila. The home child care provider and the early childhood educators and assistant NOCs.
yun, okay. Kasi dati sinasabi natin, Miss G, let's say, pag RN, ang daming nagtatanong RN ang tinapos, Miss G, what happens to them? Are they still okay?
I would say yes, but we really need to give a very clear paliwanag doon, no? Talagang bubusisiin natin ang yung nursing program and why we identify them as a related training or education related to caregiving. Yeah, I would still yes for that, but it really needs a very good defense and explanation. Idadagdag ko lang siguro doon sa nursing, ano ba, pwede ba sila mag-apply dito? So definitely, they can apply under the home support worker and not under the child care.
Dito sila papasok, Miss G, sa nurse aides, tama ba?
Yes, yeah, pwede silang pumasok under the 44101.
44101. Okay, okay. 6 months. Okay. Ang dami pa dito. So, kailangan, ayun, yung NOC code, full-time, meaning at least 15 hours of training per week during the academic year period study, be offered mainly in an in-person classroom environment. Paano yung mga nagtatanong, Miss G, ng TESDA?
Oo. Yun nga, I believe it's a combination of online. It's a hybrid program as far as I know. So sabi nga dyan, kailangan in an in-person classroom environment. Hindi pwede online trainings.
So baka sumabit sila doon kapag may kapag hybrid yung format ng TESDA training. Okay.
Yeah, for sure, sasabit.
O sige.
And
Tapos, ayun.
Yeah, be completed within the 2 years before you apply.
Nako, okay, 2 years. Medyo recent na talagang kailangan na experience ito. And then, for the job offer na kailangan nila, kailangan din po kasi meron kayong job offer. Ano po ang changes dito, Ms. G?
So sabi nga, although work experience and training is nagpo-fall under sample the early childhood educators and assistants and nurse aides, orderlies, and patient services associates. Again, kung ang training nila, work experience is falling under those, pero hindi sila pwedeng tumanggap ng job offer na yon ang NOC na ibibigay sa kanila.
Oh, okay. So the job offer would have to be under yung NOC 44100 or 44101.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Yun ano, it's so complicated.
And then may dadagdag din dyan. So when it comes to the wage, it must be equal to or higher than the median wage of the province or the location wherein dun sila mag-work. So parang sa pag-a-apply ng LMIA, no?
Mm-mm.
So we are looking at, remember, median wage is different from the minimum wage.
Yes,
Huh?
yes. Nako guys, bagong research na naman yan. Okay, you have to go to the Job Bank website, search ko ano yung median wage for caregivers ba, Miss G, dapat ang hahanapin nila?
Specific to the childcare, then hanap din
Oh,
specific to the home support.
Oo. In the location, kung nasan yung employer ninyo, okay, so check nyo kung ano yung median wage, dapat minimum yung median wage. Okay, so median wage or higher ang inyong sweldo na nakalagay doon sa job offer. Ito pala yung binasa ni Ms. G kanina, no? Although work experience and training sa pagiging nurse aide, orderlies, patient service associates, early childhood educators and assistants ay tatanggapin. Para dun sa experience and training, hindi yung same job offer dapat ang makuha ninyo. It's so confusing.
Ito rin, dun sa eligible job offer. So if your employer is a business or yung non-profit organization, medyo in-identify talaga nila dun. So they must have been providing the same type of care services as the job for at least 1 year. So same din, parang pag nag-a-apply ng LMIA, ang requirement doon, kailangan 1 year old ang company. So the same they're applying for this program.
Okay. Kailangan 1 year na pala. O sige. Tapos ito yung other requirements for the employer, no? Kailangan may CRA business number. Okay, so pwedeng private household or a business organization or non-profit organization. Ito, nabanggitan natin to dati, Ms. G. What doesn't count as an eligible employer? Okay? Recruitment, placement agency, an embassy, high commission or consulate, yourself, an employer found non-compliant, and ito bawal yung ano ba to, immediate relatives ba ito, Ms. G?
Hindi pwedeng ibigay ng job offer. Like let us say, if I'm the employer, I cannot offer a job sa spouse ko, common law partner, parents, which is it makes sense naman, di ba? Because they can go through the family sponsorship. Hindi kasi nakalagay dyan yung siblings. So means to say, pwede rin na i-sponsor ang siblings or to extend a job offer sa kapatid.
Okay, what else, Miss G? Naku po, no, guys. Alam ko si Miss G very busy na. Pero if you have more questions, you can always go to GHV Immigration's website and call them sa kanilang number. So upload ko po dyan ngayon yung kanilang contact information. Is there anything more, Miss G? Naku, no?
Oo.
Na dapat nating sabihin?
Maraming nalilito dun sa institutional setting. No?
Okay.
So sabi nga, hindi pwedeng kumuha ng job offer from a company or employer na nasa institutional setting. So when we say like institutional setting sa IRCC's terminology, so ang examples nga nung institutional setting, so yun yung mga hospitals, rehabilitation centers, nursing homes. That is an institutional setting, care homes, or other residential facilities. No?
Okay.
So, ni-research ko yun. There are two classifications na nagpo-fall under a business category para sa employer. Makikita nila actually yan doon sa bagong employer form.
When they check that form, Ms. G, what will they see?
So there is a question for employers who are categorized as business. No, So merong choices doon. Ang classification ba raw ng business ng employer is nagpo-fall under 814110, private households, or 624120, which is services for the elderly and persons with disability. And there is like other. No? So yun yung pwede nilang piliin. So when you look at that, might as well i-check nyo sa employer nyo directly. No? Because definitely when they open the business, they have an idea kung anong industry code ang identified dun sa business nila. Choose. You can only choose between private households and services for the elderly and persons with disability for the business.
Oh, yun lang ang pupwede.
Yes, yun lang ang pwede.
Nako. O sige guys ha, I'm sure you get a sense that it's quite complicated now with all the details, the nitty-gritty of the qualifications, job offer qualifications, etc. So I would highly suggest that you spend a lot of time studying itong Canada.ca and yeah, check lalo na yung sa NOC codes, qualifications and training, no, Ms. G.
Idagdag ko yan dun sa mga out of status. No, nauusahan kasi natin kanina na yung mga naka-visitors visa, pwede silang mag-apply dito. So I just wanna reiterate yung requirements. So sabi, you must meet this eligibility to qualify. First, you're in Canada when you apply. You do not have authorization to work, and you either don't have temporary resident status or naka-visitor visa ka. You must have entered Canada legally on or before December 16, 2021 and lived here continuously since then.
Yun, okay.
So means yung mga pumasok after December 16, 2021, hindi sila kasama din sa sinasabi na out of status. Yeah. And another one, you had a work permit at some point during that period.
Oh, requirement yun, Ms. G.
Yes. So, ibig sabihin, hindi lang yung, like, let's say ako, fresh from the Philippines, pumasok sa Canada, nag-apply ng visitor's visa, I can apply for this one and can be categorized as out of status. No. What they're referring to is yung mga pumasok dito sa Canada in the past, no, somehow nagkaroon sila ng work permit na wala ng status, or for some, they were able to transition or nagpalit sila ng status into visitor to maintain their legal status in Canada. So yun yung makukwalify dito. Hindi basta kahit sino na naka-visitor or nag-visitor dito. Kailangan somehow you had a work permit.
Oh guys, ang dami niyong babasahin na. And you have, 10 days na lang pala. Since publishing nito, 10 days until mag-open po yung application again, only for those who are inside Canada. Miss Gino, para ang dami pala nilang kailangan asikasuhin from now until the 31st. For sure. Oo.
Yeah, that's true. And it's actually until this time I'm still digesting no yung bagong idinagdag, and we really need to be very careful in assessing the applications because we don't want to waste the time and effort and money ng mga kliyente natin, And yeah, if you have any question, feel free to reach out. We have our emails, so reach out lang sila.
Oo nga. Ay, nako. Okay, good luck, everybody. I don't know. Do you think there will be another update in the coming days? Miss G, meron pa ba?
Yung isa, sabi nila, yung sa mga out of status, kasi nga wala silang status. So sabi ng IRCC, they will provide more information paano nila ma-restore yung status nila and get a work permit soon. Yun ang isa sa in addition doon. And I think it's very detailed na yung paliwanag nila.
Ngayon, no? Oo.
Yeah. Me as a consultant, I can, form the application using what we receive today. It's very clear.
Okay. Okay. O sige, basa-basa guys. And Miss G, honestly, how fast do you think will the slots be filled once the application opens at 10 a.m. sa 31st?
Oo. So, again, dinivide nila home childcare and home support. Historically, napakabilis maubos yung sa childcare. Yan
Childcare.
yung in the first 2 hours na pupuno, like last
Oo.
year. No, pero ang home support worker, no, yan ang medyo hindi napupuno kaagad. But we never know. Malaki ang number na binigay this time. Leave my laban kasi dati naman noon, labas and outside, inside and outside Canada, di ba, pwede mag-apply sabay. This time, 5,500 from inside Canada.
Oo.
So, I'm thinking also there will be a lot of applicants na mag-a-apply dyan na possibly hindi qualified, no? And then just submit the application. But I hope not kasi sayang yung ibabayad nila. No? The PR is not maliit. Yeah. So especially if you're with your family. So just be careful sa application.
Okay. And Miss G, good luck sa'yo. I know it will be a very busy 2 weeks for you, Miss G. Uuwi pa nga ng Pilipinas si Miss G. Akalain niyo, no, to help her staff in the Philippines prepare for the big day.
Yes.
Ay.
Sabi ko, magka-camp kami dito ngayon sa office. 2 weeks preparation. Almost 2 weeks preparation talaga.
Okay. So guys, no, I hope may na-pick up naman kayo kahit medyo, pati ako honestly, nako-confused pa din. Maraming salamat, Miss G, again, for squeezing me into your very tight schedule. I know we will end this episode here. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!
Thank you.